Welcome and hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about the 5 multicultural things we learned about Justin Timberlake and reveal those highs and lows. Hopefully it will inspire or even motivate you, as we only judge a person by their character, not by their race, color, or religion. So please join our multicultural family if you are new. My name is Bobby A. Said. I am the founder of the MA Show. As you can see from these articles, Justin didn't have an easy life. Let's hear from Justin Timberlake on receiving his Emma honors, who has become a great recording artist and understood that music has no boundaries, as he has embraced R&B at a very young age. He isn't a bad actor either, who does ultimately stand for peace, as shown in this video, that is badly needed in a world that's ever divided.
Hey, JT here, and I want to say thank you for this. I'm sorry that I couldn't be there, but it's an honor. This Emma will go on over my bed, and I will worship it every night, and I thank you. I wish that I could be there with you, but unfortunately my life is crazy, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.
Number 1, passion. Justin Timberlake's life was indeed crazy at this time, as we've just heard. But let's start at the beginning. Justin Randall Timberlake was born on the 31st of January 1981 in Memphis, Tennessee. His father was a Baptist church choir director, and Justin started singing in the church at an early age. He showed a great passion for music during his childhood, which his family was very supportive of. His grandfather introduced him to country singers like Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson. And he also developed an interest in R&B artists from the 60s and 70s like Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye. Justin grew up in the 80s and 90s, which are remembered as a period of economic boom and growth in the United States. There were more opportunities for people, and so at the age of 11 years old, Justin traveled to Orlando, Florida to appear on the television show Star Search. Despite showing his talent and confidence, Justin ultimately lost in this competition, but was not disheartened. In Orlando, his mother heard about the casting call for the Mickey Mouse Club, a children's variety show that was about to begin in its 6th season. He didn't know it yet, but this would change his life forever. Number 2, resilience. At the age of 12, Justin became a member of the Mickey Mouse Club. He starred alongside many future talents such as Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Ryan Gosling, Kerry Russell, and the future bandmate Jay-Z Chavez. The children would participate in skits, dancing, singing, and team challenges while still attending school. Justin was able to cope well with the pressure of the industry and became accustomed to its demanding lifestyle. It was such an extraordinary experience, but when the show ended abruptly 2 years later and returned home to Millington, Tennessee, Justin found himself dissatisfied with regular everyday life. However, this did not last long. In 1995, Justin and Jay-Z Chavez were picked from thousands of candidates to be part of a new boy band project. When Justin's mum heard the boys singing together, she made a comment on how synced they were. From this, the band's name NSYNC was born. Despite concerns over Justin's age, he became the lead singer. After recording their first album, NSYNC toured around Europe, and in 1996 they took Germany by storm. The first release, I Want You Back, quickly entered the German top 10 charts, earning the band a legion of enthusiastic fans, and the release of their self-entitled album NSYNC led them to the #1 spot in Germany. This success was replicated across most of Europe, with the album becoming a pop sensation. It's around this time that Justin revealed he was actually born as a twin. However, in horrible misfortune, his twin sister Laura died at birth. He mentioned her in the cover of the NSYNC first album, listing her as a special person he wanted to thank. Number 3, Self-Esteem. NSYNC released their debut album for the American audiences in 1998, but sales were not as good as they were in Europe. However, an opportunity arose that same year when the Backstreet Boys pulled out of a televised concert special for the Disney Channel. NSYNC agreed to replace their rival group, which marked their debut on the US television. They wowed everybody and received mass recognition, with their album reaching number 2 on the Billboard 200 charts after a few months following their performance. Over the next 2 years, they released 2 more albums during the height of the Battle of the Boy Bands. In 2000, NSYNC's second album, No Strings Attached, sold just under 10 million copies, and it became the best-selling album of the year. Around this time, Justin announced his relationship with pop icon Britney Spears, which became a tabloid dream. A year on, they co-headlined the Super Bowl halftime show alongside Aerosmith, and the following year they performed at the Winter Olympic ceremony, both being great achievements for the band. However, the relationship between the group members was straining, resulting in the band splitting in 2002. To this day, they remain the 5th best-selling boy band ever. Later that year, Justin launched his solo career with the album Justified, which became a huge success. Singles off the album included Like I Love You and the iconic Cry Me a River, which coincided with his breakup with Britney Spears and created media speculation that the song was about her. This album marked his transition into the previously black-dominated world of R&B and hip-hop, which at the time was opening up to more and more white audiences. He demonstrated himself as a pioneer, mixing different genres and crossing cultural boundaries, and he established fruitful collaboration with hip-hop producers of the time like Pharrell Williams and Timbaland. And this is what we at Emma call one of the most impressive transitions from child star to a versatile solo artist that promoted multicultural values. In 2004, Justin was invited to perform at the Super Bowl, and most anticipated sport event in the US, with 140 million people tuning in to watch it that year. He performed with Janet Jackson, and the pair managed to stir a bit of an uproar due to an incident of wardrobe malfunction. It was an emotional rollercoaster for Justin, coming off the thrill of performing at the Super Bowl and immediately having to make a public apology. However, it was Janet that bore most of the criticism, and many would say unfairly, as it virtually ruined her successful music career. Not long after this incident, Justin was rushed to the hospital after being diagnosed with throat nodules, also known as singer's nodules. This is caused from repetitive strain on the voice, for which Justin underwent surgery for and had to refrain from speaking for several months. This led Justin to put his recording career on hold and pursue opportunities in acting. He began establishing himself through several films such as Alpha Dog, Southland Tales, and voiced Prince Artie in Shrek the Third. He also started dating Jessica Biel from 2007, who he would marry and go on to have children with. Justin returned to music in 2006, releasing another wildly successful album that brought him further acclaim, and from 2008 he contributed as a singer, songwriter and producer, collaborating with various artists to create hits that quickly peaked the charts. Number 4. Persistence. Justin went back to his film career in the 2010s and redefined himself as a first-class actor, starring in acclaimed movies such as The Social Network, Inside Llewyn Davis, and Wonder Wheel. More recently, in 2021, he played the lead character in Palmer, a dramatic performance praised by the critics. Justin's film career shows he is more than a former boy band turned solo artist turned actor, but his talents don't stop at music and cinema. He has demonstrated to be a capable entertainer, hosting various events such as the MTV European Awards as well as Saturday Night Live. After releasing 2 more albums in 2013, Justin also took part in a concert celebrating Memphis soul music from the 1960s. This certainly was a cause close to his heart and his roots. In 2016, he released Can't Stop the Feeling, a huge hit single which debuted at number 1 in the US. It became the best-selling song of the year in the US and reached top spot in 16 other countries. His 5th album, Man of the Woods, went on to mark Justin's 4th consecutive number 1 album. It was a rich country and rock and roll influences, inspired by his hometown of Memphis and by artists like Elvis Presley, Otis Redding, Al Green, and Johnny Cash. He once again reflected the true cultural, musical mix of America between white and black music community, and proudly demonstrated to stand on the shoulders of the many past legends. Number 5. Conviction. Despite his impressive achievements, Justin never lost sight of what mattered, and he did his part to give back to the community. In 2001, the Justin Timberlake Foundation was set up to provide schools with assistance in creating music programs for their students, and he has also provided donations to music facilities in his hometown of Memphis in a bid to keep the musical legacy of the city alive. In more recent times, he joined an initiative to help raise funds for the Manchester arena bombing victims from 2017, which was the first suicide bombing in the UK since 2005 London bombing. Justin and Eminem helped raise over $2 million for the cause, taking a public stance against any division. Justin has received over 170 awards throughout his career, which is an astonishing achievement. He was induced into the Memphis Music Hall of Fame in 2015, becoming its youngest ever member. Memphis has been a musical hub for more than a century, and musicians from all heritage and backgrounds emerging from this city as one of the cultural influences of the US and arguably the world. This is the coolest thing that has ever happened to me. The Grammys are political, the Emmys are political, Memphis is not political. In 2019, he received an honorary doctorate from Berklee College of Music for his outstanding achievement to the industry and having an impact on a global audience. In summary, he started his career at the age of 11, appearing on the television show Star Search, and later being cast in the Mickey Mouse Club. He has become a role model for many young people to work hard and pursue their dreams. He was one of the first examples of a boy band member to successfully become a solo artist. As of March 2021, Justin Timberlake has received 176 awards, including 10 Grammy Awards and 7 American Music Awards. Why don't you leave us a comment and share your own thoughts about Justin? Is he as good at acting as well as singing? With his love and support for African American music in the form of R&B, has he expanded this type of music to an even wider audience, creating a mainstream acceptance amongst mainstream white community, similar to what Elvis Presley once did? Would really appreciate a like or even a subscribe, and if possible, please donate on Patreon, however little the amount, to support this channel's ongoing mission to undertake multicultural campaigns. And remember, it's what's inside that counts, a motto we have used at the Emmys. As Justin has proven, being multicultural is having to accept we can learn from each other, as no one culture is ever superior. So until next time, thank you for watching and keep it multicultural.